Welcome, Miss Richelle. Thank you so much for joining me today. I know you are a very busy lady, but you take that time to join us, so people can get to know who you are and what you do. Can you introduce yourself?
Yeah, hi. Thank you, Sabrina, for inviting me. Hello, everyone. I'm Richelle Caubang. On social media, you can find me as Mrs. Richelle, the learning mentor.
That's awesome, Richelle. So I know you've been around in the community helping, mentoring many people. Can you tell us about your background, how you become such an educated person to mentor not only young entrepreneur, but even the seasoned one?
You know what? I came from the Philippines, so I'm an immigrant, and we came here in the US 14 years ago. My background is that I've worked as an executive assistant ever since in the Philippines. And here in the US, we got the great opportunity to own our first business.
Oh, okay. So 14 years ago you've been here. So it's not that long ago, but you've been very successful in what you do. Can you tell us a little bit of the beginning journey moving because immigrating from the Philippines to here, I mean, I'm from Vietnam, right? But that's something we have in commons as well. As an immigration, there's so much changes to establish, rebuild our life, rebuild our process. Can you maybe explain a little bit about that process? Because what if the people who just move here and they don't know what kind of resources is available? How can they pick up and continue instead of rebuild?
Okay, that's a lot to process. Okay, but when we came here in the US, so I back in the Philippines, I had a really good career as even if it's just an admin support. Here in the US, if you're an immigrant, sometimes you need to like eat your pride, okay? And take every opportunity that you encounter. So when I started here, I dropped my previous job. I started as a volunteer at the library. And then from there, I moved on to senior center volunteering. So I started with volunteer activities. And everything for me, I feel is a blessing from God. Because during that volunteer work at the senior center, somebody saw me. And that's what matters. You have to put yourself out there, volunteer, expose yourself out there, and somebody will find you. And that started, this entire journey of me from teaching seniors with basic computer skills up to teaching 3 years old up to high school students here now here in Arizona.
Wow, that's such a good suggestions or advice for the young, for anyone even, because, a lot of time we are so distracted with the social media, the artificial connections, but we
Yeah.
forgot about the real connections. It's just like putting yourself out there and never know who you're gonna meet and what opportunity gonna open for you, right?
Yeah, and you really have to have that eye for even if it's an obstacle, always think of that as an opportunity. And sometimes, as I've said, you have to eat your pride sometimes, even if you're this high already in your status. But when you go to a different place, be prepared to start from ground zero and then move your way up again. So that's basically my journey when I started my career here in the US.
I see. Yeah. So I know like eating your prize is not easy for a lot of people. I definitely it take a lot of practice and also, motivations and there's something that pushing us to even moving forward with our ego, right? Because everyone have that that's stopping us from moving forward. But is that where you start your first career, being a volunteer? And then how do you find your first opportunity in the US?
So yeah, as I've mentioned, I volunteered at the senior center, and then a lady, okay, she was the VP of a company, and she reached out. She sat beside me, and she was like, "Hey, are you looking for a job?" because I'm looking for a teacher. And it looks like you're working with senior citizens. So she is a regional, like a VP for a senior community. It's a program for senior community wherein they hire people who will manage that senior community. But then so I stayed with that job, volunteer part-time job, for probably 9 months before we moved to Arizona. That was in California, Carlsbad.
Oh, okay. So
Mhm.
not only immigrants, different country, but now you moving to different state.
Yeah, we moved to different states. So from Carlsbad, we moved to Arizona. And then here in Arizona, my first job was in a church. Yeah, I was the office manager for a church.
I
Yeah.
see. So now you devote your time in the church. Then what take you to the next opportunity? Because I know if somebody like you, not gonna stop there, right? Because
Oh
you're always
yes.
looking for the next opportunity.
Yeah, so the next opportunity was when I applied at a Bible software company.
Okay.
So yeah, I stayed there for, I don't know, I forgot how many years before I got the opportunity to meet someone who is selling her education franchise.
Oh, okay. Tell me a little bit more about that because there's a lot of educational franchise here in the US, but they're not all equal.
Yeah. So if I would be specific, it's the Kumon Learning Center.
Mhm.
It's a global brand. It's been present in the around the world for over 65 years. It's been here since 1950s. And we have different franchise learning centers across the globe. And it's the number one after school math and reading program globally. So when I got that, it's another blessing, another opportunity, another, you know, encounter that I didn't realize will take me to this level right now that where I'm in.
That's
Mhm.
real. Yeah, I know about Kumon because even my son went to Kumon for a little bit when he was struggling with math and different things
Mhm.
when he first started school. And the program was amazing. And, not only he improved, but, he also gained a little bit of community and also coaching. The people in there are really nice too. Do you offer like consultations or anything like that? For parents because sometimes as a parent I want to check out the place before I even invest because it's not short term, right? Because it takes time for them to practice, repeat, and improve.
That's correct. So it's mandatory for us, for a parent, to attend an orientation so that we can show them how Kumon works, and we also do the placement testing for their children, for their child during the orientation meeting. Now the process is that after the placement test, I will explain to them where their child is at in terms of their skills in math or reading. And then from there, I'll explain what will be the next steps. What is my instruction plan? What will be expected at a certain timeline? So that's how the first step in getting into a Kumon program.
So is the Kumon program it's open for all ages or because they come in with a different level, right? But what if they're in high school? Is that also offer as well for high school
Yeah.
kids?
The good thing about Kumon, we accept actually students or kids in pre-K starting at age 3 years old. You're ready, we can train you, and then it goes up to high school. And believe it or not, my oldest student was 24 years old when he
Oh, wow.
yeah when he joined me, because he was like, hey, Mrs. Rochelle, I want to learn my math more, I want to be good in math. Yeah, so he enrolled himself.
That's awesome. So is there any like internally within your location, is there any program for the kids? Because, sometimes like that 24 years old, after he get what he needed, maybe he want to give back to that little community. Is there any like coaching program that allow him to learn to coach other kids or anything like that that we don't know as the external?
For now, for our Kumon graduates, I offer would be an opportunity for them to work at our Kumon Center. We have a lot of students, even if they did not finish the program, they come back and they still ask me, can I work here or can I volunteer here? Because majority of the high school students, they have this um volunteer hours that they need. So most of those students, they just come back to me. And another note on that, I'm a member of the Gilbert Chamber of Commerce, and one of their programs is student mentorship,
Okay.
wherein, yeah,
Oh, okay. So they have the student mentorship inside the Gilbert Chamber of Commerce.
yeah. So we offer it to Gilbert Public Schools, and the mentors that they hire or the volunteer mentors would be coming from the chamber members. Mhm.
Oh, okay, that's a very neat program. So it
Yeah.
kind of linked it with the Kumon so the kids can get more value out of
Yeah.
it, correct?
And the way it works is that there are different industries involved. So for me, I am going to be a mentor this fall for the education franchise or entrepreneurship program.
Wow, it sounds like there's a lot of opportunity in there for young kids as well. But what about like competition, like friendly competition within the Kumon? Is the kids compete in certain level? Is there anything like that?
Internally, there's no program right now for internal competition because our goal is to really provide individualized instruction and improve their academic skills. So right now, we don't have like, math contest or reading contest. There's none. It's more on internal, like competing with yourself, within yourself. Try
Yeah.
to improve yourself. Yeah.
Yeah, that's good. Because, different location or different, program, different places have different programs. So it's
Yeah.
better for parents to understand what's, everything so they can kind of focus the kids in the right direction. But then
Yeah.
what about, like for parents that is so busy and do they have to stick with the schedule? Is the schedule pretty strict for the kids or how does that work?
For me, since I'm open three days a week, I'm a little strict on the scheduling for early learners because I have limited seats for the young ones. So early learners are those students who cannot read yet. So there we need another instructor or one of my staff to work with them either one on one or 1:4. But if their child is older and can read instructions, I'm more flexible on that. But what I needed is for them to give me a certain day because we require 2 days a week. So I need them to give me a certain day of the week that they will come in so we can prepare the paper packets for them.
So what about the older kids? What if they're busy with practice, different thing? Is there like a virtual session that offer?
Right now, I don't offer a virtual session for Kumon.
Mhm.
Everybody needs to come in person, but I'm flexible, especially for families who are busy with their sports activities or other after school activities. So we offer homework pickup if they're not able to attend that class day.
So as a Kumon owner, I know you're always thriving to learn. I saw your podcast last week about you were the number one enrollment for the whole 1,000 people or something like that. Can you tell me a little bit more about that interview that you have with is that your coach or
Yeah.
mentor?
Right now, I'm training with Dr. Forbes Riley. So she is known as the queen of pitch. So she's very popular in the 90s. She started the home TV shopping, if you're familiar with that, because I know you're younger. So she sold over 2.5 billion in product sales, and currently she owns this mentorship program, speakers training program. So the thing that I won last week was because we have challenges. It's like homework, okay? Homework challenges. So you will have to show them the sales that you made during that challenge. And I wasn't expecting it, really. And I was very surprised when she called my name and I won that challenge for that month. So, and it's related to my Kumon enrollment. So, new enrollments for the month of June.
I'm not surprised at all because knowing you personally, you're such a go-getter. And like you say, eat your pride, right? So
Yeah,
I'm
eat your
not
pride.
surprised that you're able to achieve that kind of accomplishment. Yeah.
Yeah.
So what can we do in the community that can help you grow your business? Because I know you've been putting a lot of time and effort in the orientations, prepping for the summer. Is there anything coming up with Kumon, or is there anything that we can do as a community to kind of, you know, make your business a little bit more known? So anything like that that we can do?
Yeah, of course. Any help we can get in getting those kids improve their academic skills would be really appreciated. So word of mouth referrals, and school is coming back up. Okay? So for those of you who did not prepare this summer, remember that summer gap, summer learning gap. So once they come back to school in July or August, you will see a drop in their learning. They will be assessed during their first few weeks in school this fall. And that's when you will realize, oh, I could have done something during the summertime, even if we're going on vacation, we're on vacation. So right now, since my Kumon Center is, we accept students year round. We don't stop. We just take breaks, but we don't stop teaching your kids. So it's important that as early as, you know, July, well, it's July already, August or September, even before you get the first quarter grade of your child, prepare them already. Don't wait to see a D grade before you enroll them in Kumon.
Yeah, that's a great advice because during the summer we having too much fun.
Yes.
And then by the time the school start, not only the kids but the parents like
You're
losing.
panicking.
So this is a good time to kind of shop around. So you did mention a little bit about, the Gilbert Chambers. So can you tell them where you located so they can find your information? Is there anything to find your informations online or where they can follow you?
Yeah, so personally, you can follow me at Mrs. Richelle on Facebook. You can Google, you can search Mrs. Richelle. That's where you can find me. But my Kumon Center is located in Gilbert, Arizona. The cross streets are Lindsay and Warner Roads. And you can reach out to me at Richelle at ikumon.com, or you can also check my website right there. You can, yeah, I have some information in there. And yeah, our website, if you're gonna Google our website, you look for Kumon of Gilbert, Lindsay, and Warner.
Awesome. Thank you so much. And before we leave or we wrap it up, I want to know, is there any plan coming up for Kumon? Is there anything exciting that you're working on right now?
In Kumon, it's as is. We just finished our promotion months, which is May and June. So if you missed it, but we're year round. We accept students year round. Personally, I have something coming up, maybe in fall or first quarter of next year, and it's an entrepreneurship program for middle school or high school students. And it's the pilot program, so, and I will do it every Saturday only. Yeah, because of course my focus is Kumon. So every Saturday I wanted to train middle school up to high school student in developing those entrepreneurial skills.
Oh, that's pretty good idea because I don't think those type of program is available because a lot of time, we so focused on okay, go to school, graduate, and then go get a job. Like they don't even know what to do after that, and they're already 18, 20, which they get into the distractions.
Distractions, yes. I know. And I had this idea when I did a speaking engagement at a career day in a high school here in Gilbert. So when I asked the students I spoke to for each class, I asked them do you have an idea about what you want to be after high school? Only two or three students know what exactly they're going to do after high school. So, and that's sad because your parents are spending this time, this money, they invest in the academics of their children, but their child is not prepared for what's coming next. And that boils down to entrepreneurship skills. And most often, we associate entrepreneurship as owning a business or owning a company, owning a business. But in reality, entrepreneurship should be a life skill. It's not a career path. That's my tagline right there. It is a life skill, like the skill of problem solving, the skill of creativity. Everything boils down into one word: entrepreneurship.
Yes, and like I know you do a lot for the community as well, and it's good to create a little community like that for the young kids because they need guidance. They
Yeah.
need people who authentically guide them through the process because as a single mom, I'm busy working.
Yeah.
Sometimes I relying on coaches at my kids' school, like coaches at different places that can guide my son to the right direction. So I think you're doing something amazing for the kids to teach them the entrepreneurship.
Yeah, exactly. So hopefully we kick it off, of course, with the help of the community and my Chamber of Commerce friends.
So you not only belong to Gilbert Chamber, but also Filipino chambers as well, correct?
Yes, I'm also active in PACA, Philippine American Chamber of Commerce of Arizona. Mhm.
Yes. So maybe we can support you, like put together like a small orientations for the public. Maybe there's some parents want to learn about the program because these days it's all about social media. It's all about like getting the word out there so people know what program you have available because like parents like me, I want my son to learn certain thing, but I have to really do the research. And
Yeah,
sometimes I don't have the time to do the research and then I put it off, and then the
yeah,
time go by, and he turned teen, like different thing. It just when you get busy, it's
yes.
time go by
Mhm.
really fast.
Yep. And also you need you need to take care of yourself as well as your personal development. So sometimes we just put it off. And to tell you, our children don't listen to us, but they will listen to a coach. They will listen to their teacher. They will listen to a mentor. So it's really important that you create this village for them, for your children, to help them grow um, grounded and have a clarity on what path they would take on their.
Yeah, absolutely.
Mhm.
I agree with you. My son don't listen to me, but they listen
Mine
to
too.
coaches. And you have how many kids you have again?
I have three.
Yeah, three. Yeah. So three girls or
Oh, two girls, one boy.
two girl, one boy? Because I think I met the two girl. I don't think I met the boy.
Oh no, no, he's always hiding in his shell.
All right. Well, Risha, is there anything you want to leave with us today before you leave?
Well, I just want to encourage you, especially the parents. Okay, if you're really involved in the academics of your children, that will really help them propel to the next level. Don't just leave the education to the teachers, for the teachers to educate your children. You can educate them yourselves. Whatever the student shows in school is what they've learned at home. So that's all I can leave my parents with.
Definitely. It's definitely is an investment, and not only investment into the business, but this is a long-term investment for the foundation of the kids.
Yeah,
Because what's the point of building the empire where your legacy be run by someone that doesn't have the basic foundation, right?
true.
It's definitely an investment.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much for your time, and I hope to see you again. I have so much I want to ask you and catch up with you in the next episode.
Of course, we'll see each other again. Thank you for having me here.
Good. Thank you. Bye.
Bye.